Wagwan, wagwan. I am the DIY Yachty. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. In this video, I'm doing a front strut replacement on a 2005 Toyota Camry. These are the replacement struts in the box. And jumping into it, this here is a 22 millimeter. Both of these nuts are 22 millimeter. This is the ABS bracket. Basically, you disconnect, and this is a 12 millimeter. This one is a 17 for the sway bar. All these you're gonna have to pull in order to remove this strut. And on top, there are three 14 millimeter nuts that holds the top of the strut. Okay, so getting the 12, which holds the ABS line and the brake line secure, get that pull and removed, the 12 millimeter. And next, once you get that separated, we're gonna get these two bolts that hold the lower strut. And again, these are 22 millimeters. And it's a good idea to hold the other side with a 22 millimeter wrench so that the nut doesn't spin as you're loosening it. Okay, so the next is the sway bar. And how this is designed to work is you use an Allen key where the pointer is and the 17 millimeter wrench to pull it. But most times these things are rusted, so I use my vice grip to grab it and the impact to pull, just like I'm doing. It's like that. And it's a good idea to soak this down with some WD-40. And you basically want to grab where I'm grabbing here with the vice grip and clamp it on there and hold on to it while you use the impact. Okay. So next we're going to get these top bolts pulled. And these bolts are basically what's left that's holding the strut in the car. So you're going to want to, once you get these bolts loose, you're going to want to hold on to the strut because it will fall and possibly could cause damage to something, brake line or something below. So once you get the last nut removed, you want to hold on to the strut to make sure it doesn't fall. All right, that's the strut there. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get these bolts out. Basically, you want to lift up on the strut and pull that bolt out, but due to the fact that I have the camera in my hand, it's a little bit difficult to do that with one hand. So I'm using this screwdriver to help me get that out of there. And for parts for this job, I'll have it listed in the description below. And also, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that I'm doing a good job over here, okay? So how you can tell that these struts are bad, you can look and you'll see that there's oil leaking from the strut down there. And also these stoppers on the struts, they're all torn out. That's from the strut bottoming out because there's no resistance there, basically. All right, so it's just been chopping up. All right, so these are the new nuts for the new strut, and this is the new strut. And basically, the strut is already aligned. The bolts and the nuts, I'm sorry, the bolts and the bottom are already aligned. So basically, all you have to do is make sure that you put it in, facing the right way, and it should bolt right up to the car. Okay, everything should bolt right up. From there, you get these bolts back in. So I'm gonna line it up. The holes aligned. And you're pretty much doing the complete reverse of what you did to remove it. So I'm just using the impact to get them seated in all the way. This is just to get them in place. So I'll still have to put the nuts on to tighten them down. I'll make sure those are in. And remember, the replacement parts will be linked in the description box below this video. Just click on that description box and it'll have, different information in there. I have links to, if you'd like to make a small contribution to my channel, if you found my video helpful and you'd like to leave a small contribution, donation, helped build my channel, I would appreciate that. Or if you just subscribe and like, that's good enough. That actually helps also. So got that tight. Now I got to get the sway bar. Got that reconnected. So what I have to do here is put some leverage on the sway bar to get it back in place. So I got to pry down on the sway bar and pop the linkage back in while I'm prying down on it. So get that back in place, retightened. And that's tight. Then got to get that. This is the little clip. It just snaps in place. There's a ABS line or ABS cable. And then we get our brake hose and ABS support back in place. So this is the same job from 2002 to 2006 Toyota Camrys. It's pretty much the same setup. Okay, so What I'm doing here is pretty much the same thing from 2002 to 2006. Same configuration, basically. So I'm getting this 12 millimeter tightened, and that's pretty much it. And the top. Okay, so these replacements are actually 15s. The original were 14s, so slightly bigger than the original. So that's pretty much it. And the driver's side will be the same exact, I'm sorry, the passenger side will be the same exact setup. That's it. Put your wheel back on and move on to the other side. Same exact job just as this side. All right. That's DIY Yachty. Bless up.